Where's your monster?
I'm not using it for this one.
Okay. Welcome to another. Well, that was like all like I felt like that was a whole.
Okay,
mess.
fine. Hold on.
Yeah, I feel off. Get the monster. There we go. There we go. It's at least in its place. Everything has to be in its place. Welcome to another episode of Nerd Out. I am Randy. This is Brian, and no one ever watches our Marvel Legends reviews or episodes because they just go watch someone like Sharkness Prime, right? Nerd out time. Right. So we should maybe I should be I don't know. Maybe we should change our name. But anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I did get this. Marvel Legends Ghost Rider with motorcycle from Warp 9, my local comic book shop. Thank you. And again, I love this thing. I really love this thing. I just want to like Ghost Rider in general. Like, what an evil, cool looking character. Like, how can you beat a character with a flaming skull for a head? How can you go wrong with that?
You know, you can't. You can't.
When I was a kid, and I'm talking like, I don't know, 10 years old, my brother bought this Ghost Rider figure and motorcycle, and I wish I knew who made it. And this was like in the 80s, and it was like an A-OK toy. You remember like you go to the grocery store, like a Farmer Jack, and they had like a toy aisle?
Was he like non-posable?
He was non-posable.
You could come up the bike. Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Shit,
yeah, do you remember?
Yes, rubbery.
Yes,
the figure was rubbery.
Right.
The bike was
and it was so crazy because in that time, like you'd find a Captain America, you knew Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, like all these characters were present in merchandising, but like
Ghost Rider,
right? And I don't know what our reaction was like as kids, but like I think about that toy now, and I'm just like, holy shit, like a motorcycle guy with the flaming skull, like home run, like awesome. So ever since, I'd like to get that toy again. I'm going to do some research on it, but it was just such an oddball thing. It was like he wasn't a popular character.
Then, not at all. Yeah.
He was a B character, right?
Yep.
I mean, he was
maybe
a C character. And then like growing up, I actually, Johnny Blaze in the 90s disappeared and Danny Ketch came. You remember Danny Ketch?
Nope.
You don't remember the Danny Ketch? Mark Texeira did that beautiful art. It was a Ghost Rider series.
That's when he came back in the 90s?
Yeah.
I never read it. I mean, I had a few. I bought them, but I didn't read it.
I did. I was very into it. I actually loved it, and it's probably sacrilege now to say this, but like, I prefer Danny Ketch over Johnny Blaze, but it's simply because like that was my Ghost Rider.
Mine was the 70s.
It was?
Because I'm not going to act like I was into it or anything, but he was always like going to find Deathlock books and shit like that. You'd see Ghost Rider books and appearances, and he was just, I associate him with those guys.
Right.
And it's just like
Luke Cage,
Ghost
Rider,
Brother Voodoo,
Iron Fist, Brother Voodoo, Moon Knight, you could throw in there.
Moon Knight,
was that all like Jim Steranko type artwork stuff?
I think so, but that's my favorite artwork.
Totally.
You get a big old black border.
Yeah.
And just like, man, I love
that. So
I mean, 70s books.
70s books. And just like Ghost Rider, like I'm gonna say this and we're gonna get a fight, but the movie sucked.
Ghost Rider movie?
Yeah, they sucked, dude.
Why are you saying that?
All right, you love them.
I didn't love them.
You didn't?
No.
I will. Really?
No, I've seen it maybe once. I don't even remember.
I thought you said you loved the Ghost Rider movies.
Oh,
maybe it wasn't you. I gotta say this though. They've been on TV, and I've been watching with my son, and my son's into it. And when he becomes into it, I become into it.
Yeah,
so now I sort of like the Ghost Rider.
I mean, that's sweet though. It's like I don't care if they're good or bad.
Right.
Simple fact that he's into like a comic book.
Absolutely.
Take it, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it impacts him. Like he's gonna grow up and he's gonna be like Ghost Rider. Flaming skull, awesome. And he got a little scared in some of the parts, but like that's healthy. That's healthy stuff. So
first one or the second one?
The first one. But he kind of wants to see the second one, and I show my enthusiasm for him, and I start to like him because he shows enthusiasm. So I got the Ghost Rider figure, and okay, first and foremost, the figure itself is the same figure that they came out with like 2 years ago. At that. It was like but that version was black with silver trim, and the head wasn't painted bone. Like it was like a transparent head.
All right.
I think I prefer the way the black looked, even though this is more Johnny Blaze, right?
I think so.
I think so too. Did he have the blue trim?
Yes.
He did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know if it was blue or it just happened to be the shading.
The shading.
So I don't know which, but it looks good. I mean, that sort of feels right.
I mean, he has this great like open and closed mouth.
Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Ghost Rider!
Look at that, the paint on that bone though. Like that does looks pretty spectacular, right?
Yeah, and it's like done underneath the plant. Yeah,
yes,
that's pretty good.
It's pretty sweet.
How does this thing come off?
It doesn't. I think it's literally like paint.
That's pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing. The one of the differences beside the color from that other version is that I guess the other one came with a chain around his whatever, his chest. But I did have it and I did sell it because like all of a sudden out of nowhere it went for $50. So I was like,
hey, why not?
Dude, a loose like I love that Ghost Rider, but like I didn't love it $50 worth. So look, part of the collecting is that sometimes you have to rotate your collection. And thankfully this came out because I am completely satisfied with having this as a replacement. And to be honest with you,
and he comes with a bike.
And he comes with a bike.
Yeah.
And I'll say, this bike, I do have some issues with it, but like, it's pretty badass bike.
Yeah, needs a little paint.
Needs a little paint.
We can't, you know, I mean, how much do you want it to cost?
Again, we said this before, like with Marvel Legends, sometimes you have to take a few, liberties with that, but like for the most part, they're giving you your money's worth. I think that the engine and all this stuff right here, if they would have just put a wash over it, I think that would have changed everything.
Maybe hollowed some of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So you're like see through. It just looks like a big old chunk.
Yeah, that's true. How well do you know motorcycles? Are you a motorcycle guy at all? No.
I mean, I know I got 2 wheels, and they look really cool.
And they look so cool. Yeah, I'm obsessed with
this
like.
This is a soft tail.
Why is that?
I don't know. There's something about that. It just like I think it is.
Okay.
I'm like totally off.
No, okay, but yeah, I do have a problem with the unpainted engines. Like if they just and again, I
put
know
a wash,
I could
give
put
it contrast.
Absolutely, and I could do it, but I admit I'm a purist.
And like, I know on motorcycles you can see through that. Like
yeah, that's true.
But,
that's true, but that's not the biggest deal.
No, it looks pretty good.
These flames come off, which is pretty cool. The back, that comes off too.
All right. Well, so it's like a little motorcycle now.
Yeah, so they can utilize this motorcycle for something else. I think they're coming out with a Logan with a motorcycle, and the likelihood
that looks like the
yeah.
That makes sense because that looks like the
yeah. I mean, I'm kind of annoyed by the flames here. They fall off super easy, and it kind of drives me crazy. But like again, it's not that big of a deal. But like you can't come out with a Ghost Rider toy without the motorcycle. Like the motorcycle is as much as a character.
Rider.
Absolutely.
You can't be riding.
Then he's just
ride.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Because he's
and his bike is possessed. I'm pretty sure his bike is.
Isn't it? It has a name, right? Isn't it like a Hell bike? I think it
might be, but it's like his bike has supernatural powers too. So yeah, they go together.
That's absolutely ridiculous, but in an awesome way.
Yeah, it is awesome, man.
Yeah. I mean, if a character has a skull for a head, they're automatically cool.
Automatically cool.
Skeletor.
Doesn't count, but Clytus.
I will count that. It's not
a skull, but it's close enough.
I'll count that. Yeah. Even how about this? I'll like dig real deep. You remember the movie Willow? That bad guy who had the skull out.
Totally cool.
I mean, that was cool.
Yeah.
Even this guy. Definitely this guy. So cool. It's even true with Transformers. And here's another Transformer. Skulls are cool. Skulls even make BMX cool. Does Casey Jones count?
Who else is there? I'm trying to think of like, even if you paint a skull on your face, it's kind of cool.
But you're badass.
Yeah.
Like Karate Kid
Like that's why Bobby Skullface wears his mask, because it's a skull face. It's like automatically cool. But I love this for what it is.
I wonder if he has to pay Bobby Skullface like royalties like Marvel does. I want to find out.
Maybe Bobby Skullface has to pay Ghost Rider royalties?
I thought Bobby Skullface came first.
Came first? What came first, the Bobby Skullface or the Ghost Rider? That's like the question for all questions. I don't know. But yeah, overall, if you already have the last repaint of this, I still would suggest getting this, especially...
The bike!
The bike!
Yeah, the bike. You just have a ghost.
Yes!
But if you could have the old figure with this bike, would that be better?
You know what? I think it would be, but I think as you said, like, I think this is closer to Johnny Blaze color. Now, I'd like them to come out with a Danny Ketch one with the spikes and stuff.
But the bike would have to be totally different.
Yes.
Like that ugly ass... I didn't like
You didn't like it?
That's
I
like
agree.
Sort of like, it was like...
What did it look like? It was like...
A square?
It was,
sort
yeah,
of?
I agree. It was like, they did a Marvel
flat.
Legends. Yeah, it was like... It was more like a future bike, right? Wasn't it more like...
Yeah.
Well, because didn't they do...
I didn't like that artwork in that book.
You didn't like Mark Texeira's artwork?
I didn't...
Like, where it was, like, sketched? I loved it.
I mean, I didn't like the cover art on a lot of it.
Oh,
I didn't
loved it.
Wasn't my thing.
We're not on the same page on that one.
Yeah.
When I was in the 90s, Ghost Rider was one of the books I looked most forward to. Oh, man. And this has a kickstand, which is good. I mean, you should expect to.
Gotta have a kickstand.
Gotta have a kickstand. And his one accessory beside the bike is this. It's a chain that, like...
Flaming whip.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's pretty awesome.
Yep.
I think the retail price for this is $40, so you're essentially...
Two figures.
Two
Why
figures.
not?
Right,
Sure.
right. I mean, it's a pretty good deal. Look, Marvel Legends, I'm not going to say they can't do no wrong, because they absolutely can, but they haven't really been doing any wrong. The problem is I think this comes in assortment with Black Widow on a motorcycle. Like, that one didn't seem desirable to me. Like,
well, who gives a shit about
Yeah.
it? I mean, not to be a dick.
No.
Black Widow's cool, but her on a bike doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Captain would be the cap on a
ooh,
bike.
that would be
sweet.
cool.
I mean, this bike, I'll bet we see a lot of, because that's the whole thing. This
That's
is an
true.
old school
Yeah.
bike.
They could,
Like-
you remember the Doom Cycle? Wasn't there like a Doom Cycle in the Secret Wars toy line?
I think.
The
Oh
Dr.
yeah. Oh my God, if they did that
Dude.
today, that'd be sweet.
What about the Spider-Man bike? You remember when they had the side? You know what I'm
sidecar,
talking
yeah, the
about?
sidecar, yeah.
Oh no, that was Batman. But the Spider-Man had like that, like total like '70s Japanese front piece, a Spider-Man bike.
Some of those like yeah, I forgot about
Yes.
all those weird like Hot Wheels cars
Yes.
that weren't cars; they were like future vehicles.
Yeah,
but,
totally. Like,
some of those were
I had a
actually really
Joker
cool.
mobile, which it was basically just like a future car with like Joker imprints on it. But I loved it as a kid. The best of those Hot Wheels cars, and it wasn't a Hot Wheel, it was probably Earl. Was I had a Superman jet, and it had these fists, and you push the button, and
I
the
remember
fist
that.
punch.
I remember that.
Wow,
Yeah, I
it
never
was-
had that. I was always so curious about Sears catalog.
I actually still have one.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was and my brother also had. It was a van, and it had like a Hulk prints on it, and then you looked through the window and you saw like a cell of animation or something. Do you remember those?
Nope.
Really cool, man. It's again, it's got me on nostalgia. I mean, Ghost Rider has me on nostalgia because when I think of
Obscure nostalgia,
Yes.
which is the best kind. Something that was obscure when you were a kid, but you sort of remember it.
Right.
But did I see it? And it's I love that.
No,
shit.
definitely. I'm interested in getting the Deathlock because Deathlock is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Deathlock is also one of those characters, like 70s characters, that I loved his 90s relaunch. Like, I love the Deathlock 90s series. So, I mean, all that shit was awesome, in my opinion. So, if you see this one, you've already probably been recommended by all the other guys who do Marvel Legends reviews, and obviously we're not going to replace the guys who will tell you exactly how much articulation. It's got a lot of articulation here and there, so we're not that guys, but we are the guys who are going to tell you that any character with a flaming skull head is an automatic buy.
Even this guy.
End of story.
Okay.
Until next time.
Nerd out.
Let's go for a ride.
Your turn.
Let's go for a ride. I'm a Ghost Rider, and I stole this.
No, I guess I did better.